Before the video starts, I just wanted to point out that subtitles are available, so if I mispronounce a word or two, be sure to have subtitles on just in case. Also, you can check me out on my Instagram page at theartistichorseman, where I post paintings, drawings, sketches, and other works of art by yours truly. Thanks for listening and enjoy this video. Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. My name is Horseman, and this is part 3 of my series of videos giving you all full explanations of every Michael Jackson unreleased song known to man. In part 1, I discussed songs that were written and recorded between 1968 and 1984. In part 2, me and DJ went over songs that were made between 1983 and 1987, specifically before or during the production of the Bad album. Now, in part 3, I will be going over songs that were made throughout the 90s, specifically during the production of Dangerous and History. As usual, this video will include tracks that remain unreleased and unheard, tracks that were leaked partially or leaked as snippets, and tracks that have either been leaked in full, released in one way or another, or performed live but never had a commercial release. And as a reminder, I won't be playing any snippets or leaks in the video for copyright reasons. And now let's begin. This is part 3 of every Michael Jackson song explained, the Dangerous edition. Our next batch of unreleased songs were either written or recorded during the development of Michael Jackson's 8th studio album, Dangerous, released on November 26, 1991, including songs recorded between 1992 and 1993. We'll first review songs that Michael Jackson wrote or recorded alongside singer, producer, and songwriter Brian Loren. It's been reported that around 20 to 25 songs were worked on by Michael with Brian for Dangerous. All the Truth was written and performed by Brian Loren, with Jackson providing backing vocals. Not much is known about the song's date, but the title was registered on ASCAP, although Jackson is not credited with the song. Its full runtime is 5 minutes. Deep in the Night is another song that Brian and Michael worked on in July of 1990. It is unknown if the vocals were ever recorded, and what is known to exist is an instrumental with backing vocals on the chorus. A low-quality recording of the song from Brad Sungbird's seminar leaked on October 15, 2018. On January 27, 2023, the same version was leaked in high quality after Brad's laptop was stolen. Garbage is another song by Michael and Brian intended for the Dangerous album. According to those who attended Lawrence Music First Association seminar in 2016, the song inspired Can't Let Her Get Away. The same song likely features on a DAT tape of Dangerous, found during the Brad Sungbird laptop theft. House Groove is another unreleased song by Michael and produced by Brian. The title was noted to have been noticed on Brian's laptop during the seminar in 2016. The track, however, wasn't played and no info is known about the song, so it's likely to be an instrumental. Man in Black was written and produced with Brian Loren and reportedly recorded by Michael Jackson in 1989. Michael came up with the idea for it after hearing a Steven Spielberg film project, Men in Black, being in the works. According to Loren, a more finished version exists. A low-quality recording of the song from Brad Sungbird's seminar leaked online on September 9, 2020. Son of Thriller is an unreleased remix by Michael Jackson and Brian Loren. It's unknown what project it was intended for. The recording was first acknowledged by fans during Brian Loren's seminar in 2016. Son of Thriller can be assumed to have been a side project rather than something conceived for Dangerous. Jackson and Loren made it in 1989 with a full runtime of 3 minutes and 6 seconds. Stay is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson intended for the Dangerous album. The song was registered with ASCAP, and it was written by Jackson and Brian Loren during the Dangerous sessions between 1989 and 1991. No further information is currently available. On August 25th, 2019, Shanna Montegal, who worked with Michael Jackson's manager in the early 1990s, shared snippets of 2 unreleased songs from the Dangerous sessions, Don't Believe It and 7 Digits. And for the record, I won't be going over any controversy surrounding Shanna as that deserves a video on its own. Don't Believe It was written in 1991 by Brian Lauren and recorded by Michael Jackson. The track's full runtime is 5 minutes and 46 seconds. The recording begins with dialogue between Lauren and Jackson and ends with Michael beatboxing. The track was never mixed or finished. 7 Digits was also recorded by Michael in 1991 with a runtime of 2 minutes and 56 seconds and was produced by Brian Lauren. 7 Digits didn't make it to the final cut of Dangerous, but was later planned for inclusion in the Blood on the Dance Floor remix album. However, the song was replaced by Superfly's Sister at the last minute as it was more complete and demanded less time to finish. Shanna also confirmed that she owns a 30-minute cassette tape with at least 3 different versions of the song. The tape also includes audio of Michael writing the song, and on February 2nd, 2024, a DAT tape of 7 Digits was announced to be put on auction. The Los Angeles Estate Auction posted on their Instagram a completely new snippet of the song, revealing details concerning the cassette. Unfortunately, no one bid, and similar to Shanna Montegal's description, the DAT featured not only a song but a 1 hour and a half long session of Michael Jackson's practice and workout routines, providing an intimate look into the artistic process. Bubbles is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson intended for the Dangerous album. Judging by the title, the song could have been made about Michael's pet chimpanzee of the same name. In 2024, the song was known to be on Brad Sungbird's laptop, more specifically on the laptop that wasn't stolen due to Sungbird's accidentally revealing the track to be on his computer. Janet and MJ Duet is a placeholder title for an unreleased duet by Michael and Janet Jackson intended for the Dangerous album. According to an MJJcommunity.com user, when talking about the track with Bill Brothel, he mentioned it might be a demo by Brian Lauren, making it likely that Michael and Janet did not record vocals for it. The user also mentioned that another song by the name of The Choice might have been a demo by Brian Lauren. It's worth noting that Bubbles, Janet and MJ Duet, The Choice, and another song called Homeless Bound were featured on a DAT tape for Dangerous, found during the Brad Sungberg laptop theft. However, no info was given on these tracks. The songs seem to have been made between 1989 and 1990. Call It Off is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson intended for the Dangerous album. The title is featured on a note and the song is considered for Dangerous. Lyrics were leaked through Shanna Montegal's Instagram. For All Time is a previously unreleased song by Michael Jackson released as the 16th track on the Thriller 25th Anniversary album. This is considered to be the last original song released in Michael's lifetime. The song was written by Steve Porcaro and Michael Sherwood and recorded in 1990 for the album Dangerous, although it didn't make the cut. In the mid to late 2000s, while working on Thriller 25, Michael Jackson wanted to rework and include For All Time on the album, even though the song had nothing to do with the Thriller album, era, or sessions. On July 7, 2002, a demo of For All Time was leaked online. In 2022, an earlier take was leaked online in low quality. The same demo was leaked again in high quality on January 27, 2023 after Brad Sungbird's laptop was stolen. In 2022, the original songwriter's demo was leaked with Michael's vocals in the background. Get Up is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson intended for the Dangerous album. The title was noted on a list of songs considered for the Dangerous album leaked by Shanna Montegal. It is likely to be an instrumental, and judging by its title, it could be an early version that would eventually become Jam. Ghost of Another Lover is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson intended for the Dangerous album and the infamous canceled 11th studio album. The song was written by Tom Russo and recorded throughout 1990 and 1991. The song was scrapped from the final album, although the title was later re-recorded in April 2009. The CD was found in court documents of Jeffrey Phillips' lawsuit. The disc dates back to April 29, 2009 and includes 2 mixes, one with the intro and another without it. The title was also featured in a 2009 note with titles of songs Jackson wanted to finish. On April 29, 2017, an edited recording of the Dangerous Sessions version of the song from the Kingvention 2016 event was leaked online in low quality. On December 5th, 2007, 5 unreleased songs from the Dangerous Sessions leaked online. Serious Effect, She's Got It, Work That Body, Happy Birthday Lisa, and If You Don't Love Me. Work That Body was co-written and co-produced by Brian Lauren and recorded by Michael in 1989 for Dangerous, although it didn't make the final cut. The song samples ABC by the Jackson 5 for its bridge. A longer version exists with a runtime of 7 minutes, and the incarnation features an extended instrumental outro. Serious Effect was written and produced by Brian Lauren and recorded by Michael in 1991. There are a few versions of the song, with the most well-known version featuring a rap verse by LL Cool J. Lauren mentioned he believed the song was considered for the final track list of Dangerous, and he was, quote, very disheartened when Michael said no. On July 7, 2002, the song leaked online in its entirety, and in 2007, a short edited leaked as well. She Got It was written with Brian Lauren and recorded by Michael in 1990 during the Dangerous Sessions, but didn't make the final cut. It seems like the song was mostly just Michael messing around in the studio, as he could be heard constantly laughing and smiling throughout the recording. In 2007, the song was leaked online. However, a 7-minute long version featuring an unheard rap verse where Michael mumbles while beatboxing is yet to be found. Happy Birthday Lisa was recorded in 1990 and was included in The Simpsons episode Stark Raving Dad. In the show, it was a song written and performed by Bart Simpson and Leon Kapowski, a character who believes he is Michael Jackson, who ironically is voiced by Michael Jackson. However, all singing parts of the episode were performed by Kip Lennon due to a contract Michael signed with his label. If You Don't Love Me was written and produced by Bill Brothel and recorded in 1989 for Dangerous. On July 7, 2002, the recording leaked online, and another more complete version was leaked in 2007. Not much is known about the song. Jane Is a Groupie is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson intended for the Dangerous album. The track was written and recorded by Michael in 1989, and was created by Jackson messing around in the studio, hence the lyrics being so incomplete, with him repeating the title throughout the track. It's speculated to have been a demo version of Give In To Me. On August 29, 2018, Michael Jackson's 60th birthday, a snippet of the song was leaked as a low-quality recording from Brad Summer's seminar by MJ Leaker on YouTube. The majority of the song leaked on September 5th, 2018, and in 2023, the rest of the song leaked in full, with it closing with hee-hees and beatboxing. Joy, also known as Joy Joy, is a song performed by Teddy Riley's R&B group Blackstreet, featured on their 1994 self-titled album. The song was written and recorded in 1991 for Michael Jackson's Dangerous album. As confirmed by a member of Blackstreet, Levy Little, Michael's version was rather upbeat and disco-like, unlike what was eventually released by the group. The song is rumored to have been mostly finished by then, however, it was kept off the final track list. It was eventually given to and performed by Blackstreet in 1994, and Jackson is credited as the song's co-writer and sings backing vocals. Killer Dance Teddy Riley Groove is a working title for an unreleased song by Michael Jackson. No further info besides the title is known. It is noted on a list with titles considered for Dangerous, and is likely an instrumental for Teddy Riley and Michael Jackson were messing with. Lying to Myself was another song that was noted on a list of song titles considered for the Dangerous album leaked by Shanna Montegal. That one is also likely an instrumental. Judging by the title, it could have been an early version of what would eventually become Who Is It? Monkey Business is a previously unreleased song by Michael Jackson and was released as the 39th track of the Ultimate Collection, released in 2004. The song isn't currently available on streaming services, but it can be purchased through iTunes. The song was co-written and co-produced by Bill Brothel and recorded in 1989 for Dangerous, but didn't make the final cut. Although unconfirmed, the song is speculated to have been written about an affair surrounding Jermaine Jackson's relationship with Randy's girlfriend, who I'm going to call AO because I refuse to be humiliated by my stutter. So here's the name. Yep, there you go. Pronounce it as you will, but I'm not going to pronounce it because my stutter is not cooperating with me at the moment. So yeah. Anyways, on January 27, 2023, a video leaked online showcasing Brothel and assistants Julie Last and John Chamberlain, quote, working on breaks and some very interesting bass whomps from another mix of the song. This version appeared to be more funky than the released one, and on January 22nd, 2024, Brothel confirmed through his Twitter account that he was never contracted to approve either the final mix or the release itself. On March 9th, he posted that he was on a mission to find the copy of the final mix he and Michael did. Out of the Closet, Pause, is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson intended for the Dangerous album. The title was noted on the list of titles considered for Dangerous leaked by Shanna Montegal. It is likely an instrumental, and judging by the title, it could be an early version of what would eventually become In the Closet. Pause. Slave to the Rhythm was written by L.A. Reid and Babyface and recorded by Michael Jackson in spring of 1991 for the Dangerous album, although it failed to make the cut. During the Invincible sessions, Rodney Jerkins, also known as Darkchild, was presented to the song, but the two didn't work on it or even consider doing so. In August 2010, after Jackson's death, Slave to the Rhythm was reworked by Tricky Stewart for the Michael album, although it stayed in the vault. The remix leaked in December of that same year alongside Do You Know Where Your Children Are. In summer 2013, Stewart would arrange for DJ Max Methodist to tamper with the track, this time as a duet with Justin Bieber. The production for this version seems to directly take inspiration from Stewart's mix from a few years prior, featuring a similar synthesizer arrangement. On August 16, 2013, the duet leaked online, gathering lots of negative opinions from the King of Pop's fans, having some to even protest its release. On the same day, Justin Bieber would go on Twitter stating his excitement for what is to come. The following day, Max Methodist would post on the platform as well, expressing his disappointment in the recording leaking before getting finished. Soon enough, the then online team of the Michael Jackson estate would go on to make a statement on Twitter longer, quote, "For those who have been asking about the recently posted recording of Slave to the Rhythm by Michael and Justin Bieber, this recording is not authorized. We can assure you that the estate is quite upset about the leak and is doing everything in its power to get the song removed from many sites and YouTube channels as possible." Despite the claims that the recording wouldn't see a release, a new rework would be soon created by Timbaland in early 2014 and would go on to be released on the Escape album in May of that same year. This time, however, Jackson is singing solo without Justin Bieber on the track. The 1991 demo of Slave to the Rhythm would go on to be released on the deluxe version of Escape, including vocals that weren't on the final version. I'm sure a lot of you have been waiting for me to talk about this next song, for which I couldn't in part 2 because it didn't fall into the timeline of the Bad sessions and was made a year after Bad was released. With that being said, Throwing Your Life Away is an unreleased song written and recorded by Michael Jackson and was intended for an unknown project and Michael's scrapped 11th studio album. The song was produced by Quincy Jones and recorded on September 8th, 1988, while Michael was on tour during the Bad World Tour. The track was reworked in 2009, with the CD appearing in court documents of Jeffrey Phillips' lawsuit. The title was featured in a 2009 note with titles of songs Jackson wanted to finish for the 11th album. It was picked up to be reworked for Jackson's first posthumous studio album, Michael, with the title being changed to Stop Throwing Your Life Away. Registered with the U.S. Copyright Office, Nephew made a remix and the full runtime is 3 minutes and 40 seconds. On June 23, 2020, a full recording of the 1988 version of Brad Sungbird's In the Studio with MJ leaked online, although only as a phone recording. On July 20th, 2024, a medium-quality snippet of the 2010 remix was leaked online by Kai Dansberg. Damian Shields also confirmed its authenticity on July 22nd. Meanwhile, 2 more snippets leaked on the same day. The Verdict is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson that was intended for the Dangerous and History albums. The song was first worked on for Dangerous in 1990 and it was considered for inclusion on the final track for his album, although it didn't make the final cut. It was picked up again for History Past, Present, and Future Book 1, but it was again scrapped. What's known about the track is that it's an instrumental and no information on if Jackson recorded his vocals is available. The 1994 incarnation of the song was leaked online on January 27, 2013, after Brad Sungbird's laptop was stolen. What About Us serves as the demo for Earth Song. The song is confirmed to have been first written and recorded by Michael in 1989 as What About Us, starting as a vocals and pianos only track. Michael Jackson kept on working on it until 1990. During its development, yet another recording was made. This time a spoken piece called Planet Earth, which would serve as an intro to What About Us. The song was mostly finished with the final chorus vocals being the exception. Michael retitled it to Earth Song and intended it for the track to be included on Dangerous, but it ultimately went unused for the next 4 years. In 1995, the song was picked up again for the History Past, Present, and Future Book 1 album. Instead of falsetto, the song's outro now featured gritty vocals, which became the most iconic part of the recording. The 1989 demo first leaked as a low-quality recording from Brad Sungbird's seminar, although on January 27, 2023, the first 59 seconds from the same version were leaked in high quality after Brad's laptop was stolen. Ask Renee, also known as Ask Renee 3, is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson. It is likely to be an instrumental made initially during the Dangerous sessions and later reworked for the History album. The title refers to Renee Moore, meaning Ask Renee is most definitely either a note or a working title. It was later put up for auction with other songs from the History sessions along with Ask Dee Dee, Family Thing, Revenge, and The Best Thing. On August 11, 2024, an alleged 2-minute snippet of Ask Renee was leaked on YouTube, but it was confirmed that it was indeed AI. The Unknown Eddie Murphy Collaborations is a placeholder title for a possible collection of unreleased songs by Michael Jackson and comedian and actor Eddie Murphy. It is unknown what project it was intended for, but according to Murphy, in an interview with the New York Times in 2021, he made multiple tracks with artists he worked with, including Michael Jackson. It is unknown, however, how many tracks the two made, neither did Murphy give away any info on them. You Were There is a song by Michael Jackson performed live only once on February 4th, 1990, at Sammy Davis Jr.'s 60th anniversary celebration. Michael's version was recorded in December 1989, and although it was never officially released.
Yes, you were there, and thanks to you, there's now a door we all walk through, and we are here for all to see, to be the best that we can be. Yes, I am here.
And now for songs that were made between 1992 and 1993. Fanfare Transition was co-written and co-produced with Brad Buxer and recorded by Michael Jackson in 1992, as is suggested in another title. It's also likely to be an instrumental. The title was registered with ASCAP and the US Copyright Office. There's a possibility, though, that the groove was intended for the Dangerous World Tour, possibly serving as an instrumental interlude. Family Thing, also known as Adam's Groove, is an unreleased song written and recorded by Michael Jackson. It wasn't intended for any of the artist's projects, but rather for the soundtrack of the 1993 movie Addams Family Values. The song was written and recorded in the spring of 1993 for the aforementioned film. According to Paramount Pictures, the song wasn't used due to contractual differences between Jackson and Paramount. Meanwhile, the movie's writer Paul Rudnick claimed Jackson's track wasn't included due to the alleged child abuse allegations at the time. The song was mixed at Larrabee's Sound Studios in Los Angeles, California. A studio tape of the song was put up for auction in 2016, along with several other songs from the History album, along with several songs from the History Past, Present, Future Book 1 sessions, such as Ask Dee Dee, Ask Renee, Revenge, and The Best Thing. A low-quality recording of the song from Brad Sumber's seminar leaked online on July 10, 2018. On March 18, 2020, Shanna Montegal went on to detail the creative process behind Family Thing, claiming Jackson wanted her to write down lyrics for the song as he read them to her via telephone. She also confirmed there were more lyrics to the song than what was leaked, although she's not considered to be a reliable source by the MJ community. On January 27, 2023, the same recording was leaked online in high quality following the Brad Sumber laptop theft. The leaked mix originates from August 16, 1993. On February 25, 2023, a snippet of an alternate version of the song featured a more fleshed out backing track. Palestine Don't Cry is an unreleased song written by Michael Jackson intended for the 1995 double album History Past, Present, Future Book 1. Palestine Don't Cry was written in 1993, and the lyric sheets became available through an auction. Also Free Palestine. Rich Girl is an unreleased song by Michael Jackson possibly intended for the History Past, Present, Future Book 1 album. The song was mentioned by Brad Buxer during the 100th episode of the MJ Cast in 2019 as one of the songs he and Jackson worked on throughout the years. In June of 2020, a Zoom call took place with Michael, Prince, and Buxer where it was reportedly revealed that Rich Girl was created between 1993 and 1994 for history, specifically around the time Michael Jackson quote-unquote got with Lisa Marie Presley. Now, the songs that Michael Jackson made for Sonic the Hedgehog 3 deserves a video on its own, but to summarize, Michael Jackson contributed to the Sonic the Hedgehog 3 soundtrack in 1983 along with keyboardist Brad Buxer, although he remained uncredited. Initially, Michael Jackson was excited about composing for the game, and his work, including early versions of the tracks like Staff Roll, later evolving into Stranger in Moscow, influenced multiple in-genre songs. However, he reportedly became dissatisfied with how the music sounded on the Sega Genesis compressed audio system and chose to distance himself from the project. Some sources claim that Sega removed him due to allegations against him at the time. Despite Jackson's departure, much of his and Buxer's work remained in the final game. For years, Jackson's involvement was a rumor until Brad Buxer confirmed it in a 2009 interview. Further discoveries such as a prototype leaked in 2019 and comments from Sonic co-creator Yuji Naka in 2022 reinforced Jackson's role. Due to legal complications, Sega has since altered or replaced parts of the Sonic 3 soundtrack in re-releases, most notably in Sonic Origins. However, versions of the original music still exist in older compilations. Sega has never officially acknowledged Jackson's contributions, possibly due to legal restrictions. Well folks, that's the end of today's video. I hope I kept you all informed. This video was a long time coming and I am so glad I took a break from my schedule to make this video possible. As promised, I will now give shoutouts to those who commented on my last video, Every Unreleased Michael Jackson Song Explained Part 2. I will be butchering some of your names, so bear with me. Al-Rabiho, Mess Productions, Son of Mattia Off, Calvira Productions, Justin Yorksaw, Cover by Jordan, Daryl Joels and Angel David Jorges Parel Lutta G8X, J. Twan Jackson II. Stay tuned for part 4 where I go over songs that were made before, during, or after the production of Michael's last album, Invincible. That video will be uploaded by the end of February. And as always, if you enjoyed this video, please leave a like and subscribe for more content like this. Be sure to ring the bell icons to always my latest videos. Thanks for watching, and I will see you all in the next one.